Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. I am your host and beat reporter, and I have been covering the Jacksonville Jaguars for Sports Illustrated every single day since August 2019, and we are continuing to march forward through yet another offseason together. As always, Jaguars on SI is your best stop for all Jacksonville Jaguars news and analysis. We provide you the most comprehensive coverage by far of the Jaguars that you will find anywhere, whether locally or even nationally. We present to you, the fans, double-digit pieces of content every single day, ranging from audio and video content to written content. And we are live, boots on the ground, each and every day that the Miller Electric Center facility and Everbank Stadium have their doors open. Whether it's at Jaguars practices, training camp, in the locker room, press conferences, in the offseason, and especially on game day. We are always there to give you an inside look at your favorite NFL team. So don't forget that you can find us on social media, such as Facebook and Twitter, at Jaguars on SI. You can also find us at www.si.com/NFL/Jaguars. And most importantly, never forget, all of our content is 100% free for you, the faithful fans of Duval. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. Today we are going to talk about, do the Jaguars have their number one running back for the season currently on the roster? It's a question that's come up recently. I know there's been a lot of debate amongst the fan base. How settled is the running back position? There have been some analysts, I believe Underdog Sports, Josh Norris, said he wouldn't be surprised that the Jaguars spent 2 picks on running back. I'm not going to go that far because I think they know that, it already might be a bit of a sunken cost type fallacy, but they're already going to have ETN and Tank Bigsby on the roster. You don't have to make them your future or even the biggest part of your present, etc., but you can still get some use out of them, out of the contracts that you're paying them, out of the fact that they are currently on your roster. So I do expect the Jaguars to add a running back, and I personally think it could happen early as round 2. A round 2 running back wouldn't shock me personally. I know for a lot of people it would. I know nationally they'd probably get slammed for it because everybody will say, oh, Tank Bigsby, Travis Etienne, why are they taking running back this high, etc. And I'm not even personally advocating for it. I'm just saying how I see it, and how I see it, I could realistically see a running back taken in the second round. One of the Ohio State guys, whoever, might be there. But if not, I think a running back, at least in the first 4 rounds, makes sense for Jacksonville. A lot like Tampa did, last year with Bucky Irving on day 3. They already had some established, guys, Rashad White, Sean Parker isn't as established, but still, somebody who they can get some juice out of. They had 2 competent running backs, already on their roster. And I personally believe that Liam Cohen probably wants to add a third guy to the mix. That he wants to have 3 different guys he can look to for all sorts of situations, whether that's short yardage, whether it's third down, whether it's pass pro, as a pass catcher, whatever that looks like. Sean Tucker, by the way, not Sean Parker, the dude who, Justin Timberlake played in The Social Network. If you look at how things were distributed for Tampa this past year, Bucky Irving, 207 carries, Rashad White, 144, Sean Tucker, 50. And then, add on 9 receptions for Tucker, 47 for Bucky, 51 for Rashad White. So they got pretty equal use out of 2 guys. And then there was a prevalent third option. Sean Tucker rushed for 308 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it was only a little over 18 yards a game, but he was still a clear part of their offense. And I think the Jaguars, under Liam Cohen, will kind of want to have that stable, that rotation. I think obviously Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby are talented. They can offer things to the offense. They can offer things to entice a head coach like Liam Cohen. But at the end of the day, and we've already seen this with countless other players so far this offseason, the players who are on this roster are not this regime's players. So unless you're Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., Josh Hines Allen, and probably Trayvon Walker and Tyson Campbell, I think heads have to be on swivels. I don't think this regime is fully locked into anybody has to have a place in the present or future. So I do think the Jaguars, obviously Etienne and Bigsby will have a role. I could very easily see a Bucky Irving situation happen, and day 3 rookie comes in, quickly catches fire, has a great training camp, great preseason, and ends up the season with more touches than either of the 2 veteran guys who are already on the team that he's joining. So I think it should at least be a thought amongst fans that this team might seriously want to add a young running back. As it stands today, Keelan Robinson is their number 3 running back. And they might still have plans for him on special teams. Heath Farwell was obviously super high on him as a prospect, but it remains to be seen if he'll have any role on offense. He probably has to fight to make the team. So I think people should probably accept the idea that this team will likely draft a running back earlier than they think. Thank you guys for listening to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. We'll be back next time.